Welcome to another video. My name is Jay, and I was a all-star Turo host until they changed, some things, and I lost it. I currently have two Teslas and my market here in New York City. And today I'm going to talk about my three actually, worst guests that I've had that have booked my vehicle. So when I first started with the 2023 gray Model 3, I had this person who booked for Thanksgiving. And they got the car, everything was fine. And then all of a sudden, once they return, I go and I see that my license plate is kind of like, distorted, bent, because the car is brand new. And right away, I just noticed the license plate. I was like, that's kind of odd. What happened here? So I didn't think anything of it. And I go into the car and I go straight to the Sentry mode, which Tesla has, which is their security system, right, where it records using all the cameras and all that stuff. So I go in there, I look, and I see there's kind of like two sections. There's Sentry mode, which is like, it sends you like short clips of what could be potential hazard or danger. And then there's also the part where it has the dash cam, and in the dash cam, that's where it records something that significant may happen. So I see that there is a dash cam footage, so I go and I click I click it, and I'm watching the video. And literally the first day that this person picks up the car, she goes into the driveway of whoever's house it is, and she literally rear ends the car in front of her. So right away I asked her, I messaged her and I was like, hey, like, what's going on? I see my plates distorted. And it was like maybe some light scratches. So it wasn't that bad, where like the bumper may be indented or like airbags blew or anything. No, definitely not. Thank God. But I messaged her and she's like, yes, I ran into my brother's car. And I was like, what? Like, and mind you, this person didn't say anything. The good thing about it is that, number one, it was light scratches, so it wasn't as bad. And the majority of it was impacted by the license plate, which was totally cool with me, at least. She took care of the damages, because there was scratches, and we took care of it off Turo, so I didn't have to use Turo insurance for any of that, which was great, right? I mean, a lot of people will say that they will pay, and then all of a sudden they ghost you, right? So that's kind of like the plus of Turo and the insurance. So she paid everything. It took maybe 2 to 3 weeks, and she was on point, and I didn't have to kind of hound her. I was like, hey, are you gonna pay this week or whatever? She took ownership and responsibility, which is something that I can always get behind and love and respect somebody for doing that. So my next guest happened when I got the blue 2021 Tesla Model 3. Literally the first guest after I got the car. It still had temporary plates on it and everything, because literally I once I knew I was getting the car, I already made the listing and it was ready to go. I just had to hit go live or make the listing active. Okay, so this family, I would say family, maybe husband, wife, and maybe a daughter, much older. They get the car, and then I go pick up the car. First thing I look at is the rims, right? Because in New York City, the curb rash is incredible here. Like, it's every car. So I look at the rims, and on the driver's side, nothing was perfect. I was like, great. And then I go to the passenger side. Bruh, when I saw those rims, after I just got the car and they were perfect, I was like, what in the world happened? Like, how does this occur? And I'll put pictures of them here, and it was just bad. Bad. It seemed like it happened that same day that they were returning the vehicle, because it just looked fresh. And I even touched it and had pieces of the metal, and those rims are expensive. So immediately I let the customer know, like, hey, what happened to the rims here? And at first they were denying, no, that probably wasn't us. But then after, I was like, I mean, the car is brand new. Like, how can it not be you? You're the first guest to get it. So then after, I was like, oh, it was probably my daughter as she was parking. And I was like, well, there you go. So they also were incredible in that they took ownership after, right? And they sent whatever it cost to repair those rims. And it took maybe a week or two. They sent money, they sent like maybe half that same day or the next day. And then I believe it was that Friday in that same week, they had, the gentleman had paid for the rest. So those are probably my two instances where things were kind of serious. And yeah, the guests were great, responsible. And I made sure I put that in the description, in the review as well. So my final instance is with the blue Tesla as well. The next day, the lady, she calls me and says, hey, I was in a little bit of a fender bender with another person due to a cop stopping suddenly, and then the other car, broke quickly and whatever. I was like, well, oh my gosh, like, is everything okay? Are you okay? Like, those are the first things, right? You ask, right? The car it's all material, right? And it could get replaced, but I wanted to make sure the guest was okay. So she says, yes, everything's fine. And then she sends me pictures of the car, and everything was fine. Oh, she FaceTimed me, actually, now that I remember. She FaceTimed me, and she says, everything is fine in the car. There's like no dents, nothing. It drives perfectly fine. It's just scratches on the car. So I have pictures, and I'll post it here. You may not be able to tell right away, but when I got the car back and I tried to maybe like buff out the scratches, you can kind of tell they were very heavy and like really indented in. So I'll try to post as many pictures as possible to kind of like see it. And yeah, and then now this person also responsible. They are paying for it to get fixed, which I want to fix it, right? Because it's really bad, and you don't want guests to, see that, because that affects everything, right? They can use that as an excuse, like this car is maybe not operable or something happened, and they could be on edge. And like I said in my music video, not a music video, but how I explain where I put classical playlists, so the guest is calm and ready to drive and treat your car well, right? After flying and all the stress and everything like that. So anyway, she is almost done paying for the repair, and then once I have it, then I'll go and take it and get the bumper, scratches or whatever. So if you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and leave a comment down below, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.